1620, the Pilgrims sailed across the ocean from England and landed in America, at Plymouth Rock. There they formed Plymouth Colony. They were separatist Puritans who had come to help start their purified religion. And in 1629, a group of non-separatist Puritans asked the king for a charter to start another colony in the New World. And a year later, they formed Massachusetts Bay. In 1620, the Pilgrims sailed over from England and landed in America, Plymouth Rock to be exact, and started Plymouth Colony. They were separatist Puritans who had come over to help form a more purified version of their religion, as well as avoid religious persecution they were feeling in England. In 1629, a group of non-separatist Puritans got a charter from the king to start their own colony in the New World. And a year later, they landed and formed Massachusetts Bay Colony. Together, these two colonies became Massachusetts. Though both colonies were formed to avoid religious persecution, and the religion was their main focus, they did form economies eventually. The Pilgrims at Plymouth had a rough first winter, but eventually came to have a good harvest. And both colonies established themselves in economy markets such as fur trading, lumber, and fishing. Beautiful! Okay. Since the Pilgrims at Plymouth had such a rough winter, the natives eventually helped them out. We all know the story of Squantum and the first Thanksgiving, and it is true that the Native Americans did help the Pilgrims establish farming and harvesting in the beginning. But eventually this relationship turned bad, and the Englishmen turned to killing and banishing their native friends. After King Philip's War, there were no natives in the New England area. The culture of the Massachusetts colony was religion-oriented. The colonists were Puritans, English religious reformers who attempted to undertake a total purification of English Christianity. The Pilgrims in Plymouth were separatists, meaning they were Puritans who felt that the saint-like people should worship separate from the sinners. They were a more extreme group of Puritans. All Puritans believed in predestination, where the concept that God already knew who was going to heaven and who was going to hell. This was the main focus of their culture. There are some important things to remember about Massachusetts. The Pilgrims from Plymouth had a Mayflower Compact, or an agreement to set up a functioning government, and they had to submit to a majority. The people from the Massachusetts Bay Colony were part of the Great Migration. In the 1630s, people migrated to New England and the colonies for freedom from religious persecution. And the Puritans in the Massachusetts Bay Colony definitely qualified as such. Massachusetts Bay Colony's first governor was John Winthrop. And in Massachusetts, there was a woman named Anne Hutchinson, most known for her radical takes on the Puritan religion, and she was later kicked out. She's one of the main people of this era.
We believe Massachusetts thrived due to the seclusion of the Puritans. Economically, since they were in their own little area, they got all the business in the area. For war and diplomacy, they secluded themselves from the natives, which gave them more land to expand on. And as long as religion and politics, only male church members could vote, and since they had similar values, there was minimal conflict.